Honing your process will take time and it's not going to settle in right away. You have to put the time and effort into it, but the more you make, the more you create, the easier all of this stuff becomes, and the easier and quicker it will take for you to kind of fall into a format that you like and start developing that cohesive look for your channel. I have been on this journey to find my style ever since I graduated from design school. I went from doing self-branding in this like very colorful color scheme to shooting all sorts of different styles of photography, different lighting schemes, just trying to figure out what was me, what was my brand, what was my special look. And honestly, it took a number of years before I started to feel comfortable in what that was, and it's still ever evolving. Once you start to get that format and you start practicing, now try creating a mood board or a brand board for your entire look between your Instagram, your YouTube, your website, Twitter, products if you have them, a blog if you have them. You want people to start recognizing your work without seeing your name or who posted it. This here is my pretty rough brand board dump. Basically took all of the elements for my branding and just plopped it in here. With our channel, we have a couple of different legs, right? We have our channel, Becky and Chris. We have a series called the Focal Length Challenge. We have a photo club called Pixel and Lens Visuals Club on Facebook. We have product lines. We have downloadable products on our website. So when it comes to designing all of these things, they should all have a cohesive look and feel. So this is kind of like all of it here. We have our logo, the Focal Length Challenge logo. We have our secondary logo, which we use on different things. And you can see that there's a consistent feel here. We've used the same fonts over and over again in different formats to give a little bit of a different feel to certain elements of our brand, but it all kind of works together. Pixel and Lens logo down here is very similar to the Focal Length Challenge video, so that when somebody sees it, they recognize that as our work. We're using the same fonts throughout too, so you can see these little thumbnails here are thumbnails that we use for our log utility lists that we sell on our website, and those match with the labels that we made for our candles, which we were selling a little while ago. And these fonts also pull through on this custom tape that we designed for boxes for packaging when we have products. And over here are some Instagram story slides where we were advertising some of our new products that we have. And so again, you're seeing our logo repeated here. So everything kind of has a cohesive feel. And as well, the color schemes are very similar. A lot of neutral, black, white, gray. That's kind of our main color scheme. And then we introduced some walnut here as well, which is not something that you would normally incorporate in brand colors, but because we do home decor, it's important for us to kind of bring some of those home decor elements into our branding as well. We have a number of icons that we use here as well. This little camera, these little X's, these kind of all play in part into our custom tissue paper that we have for our products, for packaging, stickers, things like that. And then some of these images here are just examples of what thumbnails could look like for our channel. This is the look that we've developed. So again, very black and white, devoid of color here, with just the skin tones being the only color in the pictures. When you're working with a brand or a client on a project and you're not really sure what you should be doing, whether you should be doing it in your style or theirs, just be open. Communication is so important. Ask them what their expectations are. What are they looking for? And also ask them why they hired you as well. Did they hire you to create work that looks like your look? Or did they hire you to create work that looks like their work? Once you put into practice everything we talked about, it becomes much easier to mold your style depending on who you're working with and what the client is looking for. Also, don't be afraid to collaborate with other people too. If you're into video editing but don't have much interest in graphic design or much knowledge there, you can hire a graphic designer to help you with your branding, or you could collaborate with a graphic designer and maybe they could create some branding for you and you could create a video for them. It's fun to work with other people who have different skill sets, and it could definitely bring your videos to the next level by delegating some of those tasks to somebody else. I encourage you to keep practicing, keep going through this entire process, hone that process in, figure out what you like, what you don't like. Practice makes progress, and I'm super excited to see what you guys create after watching this entire class.